Ain't answer.
Nope.
Damn. Cocaine and hookers, man. That'll do it.
That's Jones for you.
Yeah, man. Two things he love. He love them cocaines. He love them hookers. Yeah, man. But shoot, yeah, I'm ready to get in here, get on this shit. Me and my cousin having a conversation about it last night, and yeah, it's a mess. It's a lot to unpack with that, man. So
Definitely.
yeah, I'm floored. I'm be honest. But that red box in that corner says that we are live. What's good, people? Y'all know who it is. This is your two-time favorite ATL's hottest DJ, the God DJ Agony, also known as Dr. Doe. Well, my motto was simple: own the building. Big shouts out to everybody that's tuning in or that tunes in to my show. You know what I'm saying? To come through, kick good shit with your favorite DJ, DJ Agony. Because I mean, everyone here, where would you really be? Like, come on now, really. What else you got going on a Wednesday? Really? You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
yeah. What else should you be doing? Why not come kick it with me? I'm cool like that. Even though, yeah, I don't have a set day and time, but when you see that box pop up, it's just a good time. Like, you know what? Let's just jump in here and see what's happening. Before I jump into tonight's show, I know y'all read the title. I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, because it is." So, before I jump into that, man, today is a special day. Today is the 43rd born day of my friend, my brother, NOTB family, Mr. Larry Hodges, man. Big shouts out to him and this being his 43rd birthday, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said earlier, man, it's always and forever with that dude. It's not a RIP, but I'll holler at you later, big bro. You know what I'm saying? So big shouts out, salutes to him. And my boy, this buzz for you. Hold up, wait a minute. Copyright. There we go. All right, there we go. Yeah. Hey, ain't no free sponsorship, goddamn. No worry, y'all. Y'all gonna see plenty of these tonight. Y'all gonna see plenty of these tonight. So just just know that.
I might have to step out for a bit when my brother show up.
He bringing a pizza?
I wish.
Damn. All right. But yeah, I got some folks already in the chat. Y'all, they medium field in the building. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Um, and got we got Big Coon. Big
Not
Coon.
cool try. It's country. Country, not cool try. I'm not a coon.
Not Coon Tree. Damn it, man. But yeah, big shouts out to my nephew Spud King in the building. What's good with you, boy?
AKA Burger Bitch.
Not the Perkle bitch. God damn it. But yeah, y'all looking at that title, y'all already know it's gonna be one of them nights. You know what I'm saying? Long live Larry's, man. Definitely, long live that guy. Um, it's gonna be one of those nights. So yeah, y'all go ahead and tie your seatbelts on. Like I said, y'all see one right now. It's like about seven more. So what y'all don't know is country. Yeah, he runs a online like dating service, but he still uses 900 numbers. I mean, look, hey, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? And that $10 a minute adds up, y'all. So yeah, country wild like that, y'all.
Oh, they on their way.
Yeah, man. Cool try. God damn it. But anyway, so what was that about? What you say, country? It was about a week ago. We got the news from NRS that they are closing the lid on MK1.
Yeah.
Um, and what was crazy about it? This game didn't even see a lifespan of 2 years. It's a little bit short of 2 years because if memory serves correct, it dropped August of 23, right?
Yeah. Give or
Yeah,
take time.
give or take is yeah. Because I remember exactly where I was when it dropped. Like, yeah, and I couldn't wait. So I think it's crazy that in that short period, they go ahead and they tying a bow on it and closing the lid and considering it dead.
Well, that's that's NRS fault. This is 100% on them with how well, I would say it's 70, 80% NRS fault, and rest is the fan base
Hmm. Speak on it.
because the fan base don't know what they want in a Mortal Kombat game. Well, the newer fans don't know what they want, and the newer fans override the older fans that know better.
Absolutely. And it's one of the things that we have learned, particularly in the last 15 years of the FGC, is that it's always going to be a war with casuals and competitors.
Yes.
And casuals want this, competitors want this. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I was having a conversation with somebody about was that, one of my only gripes about the game was how much of a grind that God, what was it called? The little board game shit. What was that called? The Invasion.
Yeah, the
It
invasion
fe- it
terrible.
it felt too much like a grind to the point where it got boring. But I heard a lot of people talking about, well, the game didn't have a crypt. Well, they did too much with the crypt. I'm sorry, the crypt from, what was that, MK11, where they turned it into almost like an action RPG game. Did not ask for that shit. Did this guy?
Nobody up for that bullshit.
This fan right here did not ask for that shit. So yeah, no. I would even say go back to the crypt in Deception, to where it was just a big graveyard. You earn coins and you bought stuff.
Yeah,
Give me that. And
yeah.
and I ain't even tripping. Like, just give me that. Make it simple.
One thing they should add to Mortal Kombat that's been missing for forever, the tag battle.
You know what? Here's the thing. They psyched us. If you remember the initial trailer, they kept
Yeah,
showing everybody in twos. They showed Kung Lao and Raiden in twos. They showed Sub Zero and Scorpion in twos. Showed everybody in twos to make you think that this was going to be 2v2 tag. And I was hyped for it. Then think about it like this. You bring in air combos. You bring the air combos back, and you're psyching us with the 2v2. So you thinking I can get a dude in the air combo, either send him into a bounce, juggle him, send somebody else in, or I could do like Marvel, start the combo, have somebody fly in the screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm think all this is the stuff we're thinking is gonna happen. I'm not totally mad at the cameo system. Um, I like it in a sense that it added something that we had never had before in the MK. Also, it did give you opportunity for a little more, how you would say, zanier combos.
but the thing is, this was supposed to be an injustice game. That's why. That's partially why I flamed out because injustice don't last long
But we didn't want an injustice game. Like, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. One was enough for me. Two,
because it's going to be called the sidekick system, and the
interesting,
cameos are going to be sidekicks.
interesting.
They should have personally me. I think they should have did an injustice game to test the waters to get they new game plan for the new MK ready. Because they usually would. That's what they usually would do. They would come out with an MK, then they have a cool down time with injustice where they
Hmm.
try things. Sometimes they land, sometimes they don't, and they take what lands out of injustice and throw it into the new MK, and
Like
that
the interactables in MK11.
yeah, and it makes the new
Hmm.
MK even better. So
Hmm. I can agree with that. I think what happened when 11 fell, 11 landed on its face, and they said, "We got to throw out another Mortal Kombat."
yeah,
And
they,
I do feel like, in a sense, this one was rushed. I would not go as far as to say it was unfinished. I've heard people throwing that out there, but I don't say it's unfinished. I will say it was rushed. When, yeah, you're right. The cool down time in between with an injustice, it gives us time to, like I said, cool down from the Mortal Kombat. It gives them opportunity to try things with the injustice that may or may not work. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the next Mortal Kombat. See what I'm
yeah,
saying? Take
yeah.
the best, leave the rest. Boom, we got another Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
I think they panicked after 11 and said, we're gonna lose the MK fan base. We gotta throw something else out there.
They definitely panicked, especially with how successful Street Fighter 6 was when it launched.
All thing they had to do was slow walk it down, because now Street Fighter fans are bitching.
Oh, for good
They
reason.
they are getting their bitch on right now. And then same thing with Tekken. How many Tekken in the last few months? People were talking about going back to 7.
Of course, because Tekken is on some bullshit too. Street Fighter on bullshit, Tekken on bullshit, all of them on bullshit.
This was the perfect time for the Mortal Kombat to walk rather than just take off running down the hill.
Yep.
The injustice is supposed to get beat up by the big three. It's not supposed to be in the mix with the big three. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if your injustice didn't hit like it should have, that's fine. That's what it's there for. It's the sparring partner to when you drop the Mortal Kombat, it's finna be ready.
I feel like MK missed a lot of opportunities with their DLC characters to knock them out of the park if they were going to do guest characters.
Let's jump into that.
They
Now, I would say this. I'm okay with the base roster. This is probably one of the best base rosters I've seen in a while.
trying to think. It needed Jade in the base roster. I would have swapped Tanya for Jade.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't really need Tanya
Tanya for Jade. Why Tanya for Jade? Well, Jade for Tanya.
because for one, Tanya is more of a the way they portrayed Tanya in this game. I don't like the way they portrayed her because Tanya is mainly a trickster, more like a backstabber always. And this one, she was a flat out. I don't know. She had no real personality in this one. So I like,
I'm gonna be honest. Has Tanya really ever had personality?
yeah, a backstabber. That's
I
all she.
thought, but I thought that was Jade.
Nah, that was Tanya. Jade was always loyal to Katana. She was
Jade was
always,
the one that was more like the third sister,
yeah,
quote unquote.
like the third sister. I
And
like what
see,
they did with Lee May in the roster. They gave her a whole new overhaul, whole new backstory because in the Armageddon game, she was just a eye candy, I guess.
yeah, I'm about to say now that I'm thinking about it, going back to Deception, yeah, she really didn't have a story per se.
They tried to give Reiko some personality because I don't know what Reiko was in four. I really don't know what he was.
He was he was the same character, pretty much. A soldier in a high ranking soldier in Shao Kahn's army. He was aspiring to be the next Khan, if you will.
At least they fleshed him out a little bit. Who else was on that game that they could have? I didn't like the Flame God Liu Kang aspect of the story.
Really?
No, I didn't like that at all. And the Titan Shao Kahn. I mean not Shao Kahn, but the Titan.
Titan Havoc,
Not Havoc, but
Shang Tsung.
yeah, I didn't like that. He should have stayed dead. Hold on, my sister out here. Let me.
But I mean, the thing is, I think the Shang Tsung part really kind of threw a spin on it, if you will, because if you've never played the game, spoilers are coming. If you've never played MK1 as far as the story goes, but Shang Tsung not being dead, it worked because it showed that if you played 11, 11 had two endings. So we're in a universe to where both endings play out to where Shang Tsung wins as well as Liu Kang wins. I did like that aspect of it. Like I said, it threw a curveball in the storyline to see, okay, so who's the villain in this game? You know what I'm saying? Because with everything being changed, you weren't gonna have your typical villains where it'd be either Quan Chi and Shinnok or it'd be, you know what I'm saying, Motaro and Shao Kahn or whatnot. There were gonna be different villains. And so with that, I can go either way with it. I think all in all, when we talk about the story was well written. It's probably one of the better ones. I mean, nothing to be ever be as good as MKX, but they really kind of set a bar for themselves that since X they've been really having a hard time trying to hit said bar. So there's that. Um, I think we had a good base roster. Wait the country get back to see what he had to say about the DLC characters. Now, what my opinion on the DLC characters really is, some of them were just like, what? How does this fit? Like, how does it fit? So looking at the roster, your guest characters were Homelander from The Boys, Omni Man from Invincible. I was already kind of with that in the first place, so there's that. Then you had Peacemaker from Suicide Squad. And I'm gonna be honest, I had no clue who Peacemaker was. I just knew it was John Cena in a suit. Had no clue who he was. Had no clue of how he even fit into the Marvel. I mean, to the DC universe. No clue. Um, then you had Conan the Barbarian. Why? And then after that was T-1000 from Terminator. Once again, why? Why and why? Like these characters, no. Did anybody care about these people? Like, just, this is what got going on. I mean, Omni Man equals blood and guts, right? Omni Man might be the only one that I liked because Omni Man is known to go to other universes and fight whoever's the strongest. But why did we get Homelander? Like, well, I know why we got Homelander. Like JT said, this was supposed to be an injustice, and Homelander was supposed to be Superman. If you pay attention to his combos, it's a lot of flying and a lot of eye lasers. Clearly, it was supposed to be Superman. I get it. Um, and I'm gonna take a stab to say Omni Man might have been Black Adam. Maybe. I'd be willing to take that guess and say, yeah, he was supposed to be Black Adam. So with that being said, it's like, once again, you threw this Mortal Kombat game together over the top of an injustice, and this is what we're stuck with. And like I said, I'm having a real issue. And country get back, we'll talk about the timeline. Having a real issue that in 2 years this game is officially dead. I'm having a hard time with that. A really hard time. I'm just not sure what to do with it, man. My folks in the chat, any of my gamers in the chat, man, what you got for me? Because I'm blowed. Yep, me neither. Don't worry, hey Spud, we gonna drop this on country when he get back. Cause yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure he gonna have something to say about that one. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, man. But so I mean, the big question that most of the NRS community has now is, what's next? Which is, why I put that in my title. What is next? Like, what happens now? Now that this game, which came out to much hype, I'll never forget. I was working at a high school at the time, and shoot, when the trailer dropped, 12 o'clock that next day, me and a bunch of students were crowded around the computer, saying, yelling, "Take my money." I'll never forget because when they dropped the trailer, the pre-order opened that same day. I left school, left work, went straight to GameStop and pre-ordered because yeah, no, this is about to happen. K1 really dropped the ball with the multiverse thing. It seemed like a no-brainer that they should have had custom characters like should have had custom character like Street Fighter 6 that would have been fun for you guys to mix up different moves and stuff. They I think they tried that in a sense with the variation system that they used in MK11 um to where you could switch up moves and take moves on, and I pretty much had a move loadout. As far as that custom thing goes, like what Street Fighter's doing with the what's they call it, the World Tour, I'm not a fan. I thought that it was cool at first, but then when your people who spend a lot of time and who sit on that game like they do start making moves to where you'll never get a hit in because everything links into everything. If you remember, Mortal Kombat actually did that. If I'm not mistaken, they did that in Armageddon to where you would create just the most busted of broken characters with all the most powerful moves that link, and yeah, you're getting perfects on people because you'll never get caught out of that blender. You'll never come out of that bounce juggle state. So it could work in a sense, but there's no parameters on it to keep the characters from being broken. If you give me free reign of a Street Fighter move list and say, hey, create your character and give him open reign of the Street Fighter move list, do you know how many tiger uppercut slash raging demon type situations will be going on? It'd be insane. And yeah, Mortal Kombat did that. They realized it was a bad idea in Armageddon, and so we hadn't seen that since. I'm not sure if I'm upset about that or not. One thing I will say about this one that was the biggest thing that I appreciated. They took that variation system off. Give the characters all their moves. Don't try to do the whole loadout thing. If you notice, they did that in I want to say what was that Injustice 2 had different loadouts for your characters and certain abilities carried over, certain ones did. Blah. But you try it, it don't work, you move on. But with this one, because there was some loadouts that in MK11 in the early days that weren't tournament legal because saying people were adding the strongest moves that had possible links to them or whatnot. Um, and they were creating broken characters. And then after a while, they said, you know what? uh, Make the variation how you want to. They opened it up for tournament scene, but then the problem with that was everybody picked the same loadout and everybody played the damn same. It it gets frustrating. And I'm not really sure what the fix is right off. I mean, I saw a lot of things that they could have done different. Let's get into the competitive scene. So one of the things about Mortal Kombat is one of your few American made fighting games, and it didn't have that big of an international scene. Um, a lot of the guys you saw that played this game were from either right here or they only stretched as far as maybe Canada. You had some South American guys, and then you had some guys from England. Not a whole lot. So it was mostly geographically based right here in America. Now, you know anything about this fighting game community. Without Asia, it's highly likely you have nothing. And that goes for, like I said, Japan. That goes for your Middle Eastern area. It's at Western Asia. That goes for Korea. Definitely goes for Korea. So without that, you have nothing. Now over time, an online international scene started to build. And I'm gonna go ahead and name drop this individual, and that's with Rips Arena. If you're an MK fan and you like watching tournaments, good international tournaments, watch Rips Arena. Um, when 11 was dying, Rip kept it alive. Rip kept tournaments going up until MK1 dropped. Um, and he built an international community. Most of Rip's fighters are coming out of Europe, um, coming out of Europe as well as um, what we call that, Eastern Europe, Western Asia, that area. Like he's got a lot of people in that international scene, and so it's one of those things to where with that that was an untapped market, and it started gaining traction. And my biggest issue with NRS, and I say NRS, but I mean NRS slash Warner Brothers, is that they didn't throw money at that situation. Now, if Rips, along with Mr. Aquaman, were able to do an international tournament online with just those two and the resources they had on their own, imagine if WB and NRS got behind them, put money behind them, put promotion behind them, and said, we're going to do this right. And actually took the tournament offline and put it in a venue, put it in a venue. And that's one of those type things to where at that point now it's going. It's going. See, the thing is, we needed the online tournament scene when COVID was happening. We definitely needed that. And that's what kept a lot of games alive. Was that online scene. But then after COVID, like we're for lack of a better term, we're done with COVID right now. We've COVIDed it up and we got that out the way and we're good now to where we can actually now get back together and start hosting live tournaments. That should have been on the docket to say that okay, this dude is really pushing, he's really keeping us alive. Let's throw some money behind him. Let's put him on payroll. Let's get him a salary. Let's get him on our promotion team where if him and another online TO are able to put together a world tournament. Y'all don't hear me though, like a literally world tournament. Different regions. The only region that was excluded was Africa, and from what I'm hearing, it's just bad with the online support when it comes to Africa. I don't know, but that's just what's said. Um, let's see. We said with Tekken and Street Fighter 6 still going strong, having new content, MK stopping and no longer competing in the arms race. Do you think this is the last we'll see of MK fighting games? Possibly. Particularly on the competitive scene. They just quit. Like it's almost like if you running with somebody and you going hard for them. If you going hard for them, man, my crew knows I went hard for this game. I stood tall on that mountain and I took on any challenger and I debated that this game, MK1, was a good fighting game. And then the people who made the game quit on me. Why should I stand by any of your products anymore, sir? And I say, sir, I'm talking about one specific individual, Mr. Ed Boon. Why should I stand by your product anymore? Um, a lot of the fans, particularly fans like me. So to answer your question, Spud, yeah, I think this was MK's exit out of the big three. And I say at this point, go ahead and walk in City of Wolves. Walk in City of the Wolves, and you are now the three in the big three. Mortal Kombat, you had a good run from '92 to now. I would say you had a good run over years, but you quit on yourself. And you were going to alienate fans. I am one of those people that is like at this point, whether you come out with a new one or not, I may or may not be interested because I don't want to have this feeling again where I feel jerked. I feel jerked. I feel like y'all saw all that because this, if I'm not mistaken, and fact check me on this one, I think this was the highest selling MK, financially speaking. So I feel like this feels like you got your money, you threw some DLC at us, and then you just shut the Carter down because it's like, well, we got the money. The game sold out in pre-orders from the time that the pre-order started, which was 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The deluxe edition was sold out by 4. I know because when I went to try to buy it, it was already sold out. Even when I looked online for the deluxe edition, already sold out. So yeah, that goes to say that people were really trying to buy this game. People really did buy this game. But y'all got y'all money up front, made promises. Ed Boon made promises that this game was going to have a long lifespan and it was looking at years and years and years of support, DLC, things of that sort. They're telling us that this is going to happen. And then, literally, at the 1 year, 9th month mark, you quit. I can't co-sign this. Like at this point, this company likes us, loves us, and gives us nothing. It's like an abusive relationship at this point. Like, don't punch me in my eye and then buy me a Chanel bag. Like, nah, this that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it feels like. It really is what it feels like. It's and I'm one of those type that I'm riding with you until you ain't even riding no more. So MK's checked out of the game. I'm checked out with it. To be honest, I say we should be done with MK. Scrap it all. We had our time. We had our years. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't even have faith in this movie. I'm sitting up here wondering why would you tank this so close to the movie dropping? Like they just threw the costumes at us. Said, "Hey, we got some movie costumes. Here you go. All right, we gone," and shut the door on it. That makes me think that this movie ain't gonna be shit either. The movie's gonna be half-assed. I feel like it's gonna be thrown together. I feel like, well, all right, we done promised them a movie. Like, hurry up and make this goddamn movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to this movie the same way I look forward to the last one when they told us that it was gonna be R-rated. Told us that there will be fatalities. They told us that our favorite characters are gonna be in there, and they were gonna follow real close with the Sub Zero Scorpion storyline. Only to find out that that was a B story in comparison to an A story of a character we did not ask for. Who asked for Cole Young? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Did you ask for Cole Young? Me, damn neither. So there we have it. That's where we are with it right now. Did not ask for Cole Young. Yet here he is being the A story. Being the A story. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, you saw you going through a bad breakup. That's what it feels like. You gotta think, I was there day one when this game came out, 1992. I was young. I remember seeing it. I can't remember where exactly I was. I know I wasn't in an arcade, but it was, back then you would see stand up arcade machines some of everywhere, like anywhere you could think of, whether they be in front of the grocery store or just in random places, you would see a stand up machine. And I remember seeing it, and I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. I remember going back to school telling cats, like, yo, I saw a game where a dude froze another dude, threw a block of ice at him, froze him, rips his head off, and took the spinal cord with it. Dudes at my school did not believe me until about 2 weeks later when they finally brought the game to South DeKalb Mall arcade and they saw it for themselves. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like they just told their fan base, loyal or the newcomers, fuck y'all, we done. And Spud, you of all people know in the chat how much I stood up for this game. I stood up for it because I really do. I still do think that as far as a fighting game goes, it is a good game. Still, I still believe it. I still would put it in my top five. Absolutely. But to just close the door on the game, no season three, no season three DLC, no continuation of the story. Just to say, oh, we're done with it at the 1 year, ninth month mark. Yeah, with no other explanation. They give these bullshit, goddamn political ass answers. We need to have our resources diverted to an upcoming project, so we can't lend those resources to support Mortal Kombat anymore. It's like, yo, find somebody else who can't read through bullshit, cuz like that's what it feels like. So nonetheless, and I have to, what I'm saying, look at the things that they didn't do right. One, like I said, when you have the opportunity to bust the online market open, well, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Street Fighter Six. Let's go back to Street Fighter Six. Street Fighter Six did not lead with how good of a game it was going to be. Street Fighter Six led with the fact that we got a tournament and the winner wins $1 million. I'm sorry, money talks and bullshit still walk. $1 million. You had people who played Street Fighter who never played that shit ever. Six was their first one. Why? Because they're throwing $1 million at it. Of course, I'm gonna play this. It's my new favorite game. What is it again? Street Fighter Six. That's right. I'm gonna play the shit out of it because they're throwing $1 million at the winner. That means no matter how good or bad this game is, I could play and compete and possibly win $1 million. Mortal Kombat didn't say that. For the longest, there was no talk of a world tour or a final combat tournament. None of that. There was no talk of that. Street Fighter led with that. Was this game good on launch? To me, no. It was alright. It was okay. But that $1 million kept people playing. They went into another year and said, "We got 1 million more for you." Well, what's the pot for the second one? 2 million, I think. Not the pot, but the actual grand prize. I think the grand prize is 2 million now. $2 million that you could possibly walk away with for grinding out and playing a video game. Mortal Kombat didn't offer shit like that. They didn't offer it. Street Fighter's offering that. City of the Wolves is offering that. Tekken, they didn't necessarily put 1 million on it. They said, we got a lot of money for you. We don't know how much it is. It's just a lot. I don't think Tekken led off with $1 million tournament per se, but they did come out with their Tekken World Tour and say that there was going to be a very sizable prize pot involved. You see what I'm saying? So with that, we can't be mad at Tekken for that. Taking y'all did that was smart of y'all. Street Fighter, that was smart of y'all. Even City of the Wolves, who, like I said, City of the Wolves just call it. SNK took the third spot. They've been fighting for it for years. They got it now. Salute to you. Y'all did what Mortal Kombat didn't do. City of the Wolves even said, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the season pass the first season pass one free on City of the Wolves? All they gotta do is just buy the game and you get the first season pass. Free shit. Who doesn't like that, NRS? I got nothing. It's killing me. Country still missing, but because I really do want his input on this. But it is blowing me the fact that everybody else picks up on this, but the game that has been around since 1992, made by four guys in a garage, turned into a world phenomenon, and they're still fumbling like this. One of the things I wanted to bring up too is the timeline. So we learned this weekend at Combo Breaker that MKX turned 10 years old this year. I have a problem with that in this sense. I feel like fighting games should have a longer lifespan. So when I look at NRS in that period, that 10-year period, they've dropped four games. They've dropped four games in a 10-year period. To me, that sounds like fucking up and making up. 10-year period, four games? Uh-uh. Nah. Not when Tekken 7 lasted almost 8 years by itself. Yeah, roughly 8, 9 years, Tekken 7. Or in that time, Capcom's only dropped what Street Fighter 5 and 6 in that time. You see what I'm saying? Um, nah, that's a lot. That sounds like a lot of, oh, we messed up. All right, just scrap it and make another one. That's carelessness. That's not taking your time and putting out a good product. But I also have to flip the other side of this coin. I do have to blame the fan base. You got to think these developers who are now they're in a state now, and I'm not just talking about NRS. I'm talking about just game developers, period, to where they don't go with their gut anymore. They don't go with what they feel would make a fun and competitive fighting game or a fun and competitive game, period. They go with what they feel will make a fun and competitive game, period. There we go. So they don't go with their gut and making is go with their gut as far as making a fun and competitive game. They make what they think is good or what they think the fans are gonna like. And then when the fans don't like it, they go into a scramble, calling themselves fixing things or patching. And it's like trying to fix something that may or may not be broken. You know what I'm saying? I got my nephew in here. He said lesson they need to learn. If MK ever comes back, no more guest characters. They have such a deep roster in the past. They can always bring old characters back better. Also, they have bad microtrans. As far as the microtrans go, so and I do agree with the guest characters because when at first it was cool. Not gonna lie, seeing Freddy show up in MK9 was like a whoa moment. Like, oh shit, Freddy Krueger is in MK9. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'll even give you MKX where you had Jason, Leatherface, Alien, and Predator. That was crazy. That was crazy. Now I do agree with you in a sense to where the deep roster and Mortal Kombat does have a deep roster. They have a deep lore to where they can bring back old characters and put it back in the storyline. Some of them we'll never see back, like Su Hao. He'll never be back, and I'm quite all right with that. I am okay. Like I don't want anybody to hear this and be like, oh man, you right. We should bring Suhab. No, we damn shit. No, no, leave him where the fuck he at. He last time we saw Suhao, Aaron Black dropped that bag of heads and he is rolled out. So it's like, hey, leave it there on the floor. We don't need it. But in all seriousness, I agree. Bring back some of those, and they did in a sense with 11 because people have been asking for the Lee Mays. People have been asking for Havoc. uh, I know for a fact I was asking for Reiko to come back. I think some of those cameos should have been full characters. Like I think Movado should have been a full character rather than just a cameo. You left off a classic, Sonya Blade. Left her reduced to a cameo. Like no, Sonya Blade. I think with any Mortal Kombat, the same way Street Fighter does. With Street Fighter, your core, what is it? Your core eight are gonna always be on the game. I think Mortal Kombat the same thing. That core was it seven should always be on the game. There should never be a Mortal Kombat without Johnny Cage, Kano, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub Zero, and Sonya. Never. I mean they're the staple. As far as the microtrans go, there was a lot of stuff that you could buy to get around grinding for it. I would say the one thing that kind of popped out as far as the microtransactions go is the holiday fatalities. And when they first came out, not gonna lie, they were bugging because they were gonna charge you $12 a piece, and there were three of them. There was Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. They were gonna charge you $12 a piece, and the community said, "What the hell?" And they said, "We was just playing. It's $12 for all three." Buying of the fatalities, I'm here with that per se. I don't know. Another thing that came up was when season two came out. Season two came with a $50 price tag. That had a lot of people looking at NRS sideways. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm on two sides of the fence with that. One, for a DLC pack, $50 is pricey. I will not I will not sit here and say that, oh man, that ain't bad. But where I will defend it is look at what all you got with that season pass, with season pass two. So you got Noob, Cyrax, Sector. I feel like there was one other character who I just can't remember right off. Um, but you got extra characters and you got a whole nother story mode. Now, with that, if you look at these story modes, they're like watching movies. And so I feel like with the time and effort that it took to go into that, I get it that it's $50. I understand it in a sense. And then on the other side of that coin, I look and I was like, well, if we look at Tekken season pass was roughly about almost $40. Street Fighter, same thing. And I think Street Fighter gave you six characters, Tekken gave you four. But you had to buy that one stage on your own. That one stage was gonna be another five. Gotta pay the five, Gina. So so it's not much more than what everybody else was charging. If we look at it in that sense, and you got a whole nother story mode to go with it. Not really upset at that. But I can see other people's concerns in that we're talking about a $50 DLC pack when that used to be the price of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand it on both sides of that fence. Um, Going back though, like I said, with the developers, most developers being or putting themselves at the mercy of the fan base. With that happening, well, you're gonna you're gonna blow out your own product because guess what? Every fan is not saying the same thing, and I know they're probably scanning Twitter, scanning the YouTube commentaries, and trying to get a consensus. But everybody, I don't necessarily agree with what Sonic Fox has to say or Tom Brady's commentaries. Truthfully, I think Tom Brady sold this game out. And like he kind of lost me as a fan, to be honest. Not the Tom Brady number 12 for the Patriots. No, 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 no. It's a FGC member by the name of Tom Brady that played Mortal Kombat. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm out here going in on number 12. Nah, I mean, he didn't play for the Cowboys, but I guess he's alright, Hall of Fame type dude or whatever. Um, so yeah, and there were a lot of people posting commentaries left and right, just saying this game sucks, this game sucks, but couldn't really give really good rationale. Like I said, my one drawback to this game has nothing to do with how the game plays or the mechanics. It has everything to do with your single player mode, the invasion, and just flat out how boring it was. It was legit boring. It was a grind. It wasn't fun, and the only reason I played it a lot of times was for the costumes. That was it. It felt too much like a grind. I don't know what they could have done different. I can't really co-sign that right now. What they could have done different to make it more entertaining, but nonetheless, it was boring. It was dead boring. So I don't know. That was my biggest gripe. But I remember a lot of the NRS competitive community was talking about how they didn't like the game, and I really feel like in that sense, the casuals followed suit. Well, if the pros don't like it, this game must suck, right? Well, why does it? Do you know? Do you not like it for a specific reason? Can you speak on that rather than saying, rather than just parroting what the pros are saying? You know what I'm saying? Um, and when that happened, it sent the developers into a spin. And I really think that's another reason why the developers shut the game down so quick because parrot the casuals parroting the competitive scene who all were more so compared who were parroting this one competitive player who's not going to get free pub on this show. I will not call his name out. um okay, I'll jump on that in a second, Spud. I will not call this person's name out. He will not get free pub here on the dope show on any of OTB's any platforms or whatever. But this person was given too much power, and when they said that they didn't like it, pros and casuals alike followed suit and just agreed with him for no other reason, just because he was the biggest name in NRS for the last few years. I would say even the last 10 years. He was the biggest name, and he held a lot of influence. I think these developers just got it in their mind that, well, since this individual doesn't like it, and everybody's saying that they don't like it, whether or not this individual says they don't like it, then we'll just scrap it. Nobody likes it because everybody's following suit to this one person. When really that wasn't even it, because that person's um opinions and commentaries have no weight or effectiveness over here with Team OTB. You know what I'm saying? I was up there like, yo, make that motherfucker explain why he don't like it. But y'all didn't. Y'all didn't hold his feet to the fire. Y'all just followed him. The whole fucking community followed him. And there are receipts. They still on YouTube. A lot of competitors just followed his word without even standing up to it. I think that's that's just bad. Did the racist changing and gender swapping characters bother you? Not at all. I realized that one thing I will say is like, okay, did this have DEI written all on it? Yeah, I noticed your female characters weren't as sexy as they used to be. It was crazy because if you were anybody remember the old Mortal Kombat's, Melina was a complete monster. But as long as she had a mask off, Melina was slick. She had a mask on. She was slick thick, y'all. Yeah, yeah, she was. Um, Here's the thing: Cyrex was always black. Cyrex was not always a female, so there's that. Same with Sector. Um, who else did they swap? I can't remember right off. I just remember Cyrex and Sector particularly. Like I said, they were both. Sector was always Japanese. Cyrex was always black. It's just that their genders they were both males, and now in this game they were being made into females. But I asked the same question with Street Fighter. Like when I first saw Seth in Street Fighter 4, he was a guy. Street Fighter 5 is a female, and I'm like, what the hell? Like it threw me off. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I knew that this Mortal Kombat was. was going into a different direction, going into a different universe, and there were gonna be a lot of changes. So with that, I wasn't too tore up about it. I wasn't too tore up about it at all, actually. I was glad they brought back Smoke. Smoke is out here with a shank, dogging people out. I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I just watched the MK1 tournament from Combo Breaker this weekend and thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But what was crazy about it, I also still enjoyed the MKX anniversary tournament that was also at Combo Breaker this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So it was all in all, it was a good showing. We just did not know that it was going to be a farewell to MK1 because I don't really see now. I don't know if I'm gonna really see this game hit the big stage like it used to. I did notice that I think it was like a couple of nights ago, they announced that there's gonna be this big Mortal Kombat tournament in September that is gonna be on HBO Max. Wait a minute, y'all finna get the tournament on HBO Max and you killed the game? Because I'm pretty sure this deal was in the makings before they decided to pull the plug or before they announced it. And your Final Combat tournament, your Coupe de Gras, your Super Bowl, if you will, is going to be on HBO Max. We're gonna have a dead game on HBO Max. This is crazy. But y'all did it. Y'all motherfuckers did it. Yes, y'all. And when I say y'all, I'm gonna tell you who all I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fickle FGC community. Well, I won't say FGC community, but I'm talking about the fickle FGC fighting game community. Y'all are very fickle. And I'm talking about these developers who, one, made a lot of empty promises, and two, we're trying to bend to the wheel of not, and I don't want to say bend to the wheel, but there should have been more consensus out there, but instead the they took the opinions of one person and just totally start changing stuff in the game for what? I don't know. Well, I do know. I do know. I do know. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and y'all meaning the fan base as well as the developers gave this individual too much power. Too much power. And it sucks. That shit sorry was doing it with Cyrus was so scummy. Dude, it's always like that though. Go back to MKX when he was playing with Acidic Alien. Acidic Alien was so scummy in the fact that literally all you gotta do is just quote unquote zone. Really, you're spamming. You spam his acid moves. It's just constant DOT. Do a couple of combos, match is over. Acidic alien, scummy character. Um, the whole bomb trap thing with Cyrex, scummy character playing. Nonetheless, MK never claimed to be the most gentleman's friendly fair game. I mean, you got to think it's the only game to where once you finish your opponent, you kill them. Actually have a whole homicidal murder on the screen. Sportsmanship kind of it's like this when you have that going on because guess what people do go ahead and drop those brutalities and fatalities. It's supposed to be like I guess a gentleman's code with Mortal Kombat to where uh you only do that the last match. No, some people do it in the first one just to send a message. I ain't gonna lie, I'm some people sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, that be me. I'm me.
Yep.
Oh, there you go, country.
Yo, what's happening? Oh boy,
Man, shoot, yeah, just jump in, man. What you got for me?
man. Oh, what were we talking about?
MK, life and death. What's next for NRS?
What's
So
next?
Spud
We have
asked a question. Spud asked a question somewhere back right about here. Said, with Tekken and Street Fighter still going strong, having new content, and MK1 stopping and no longer competing in the arms race, I think it's the last we'll see at MK fighting games. Now, my thing was, I feel like on a big stage, on a competitive thing, probably so. I feel like it's even at the point now where SNK took the third spot in the big three.
think so?
I think City of the Wolves stamped it.
I don't think City of Wolves got stand power like that.
You don't think it has staying power?
Nah,
I don't know. It's kicking ass right now though.
it's it's kicking ass in the hardcore scene, but it haven't picked up traction with the casuals because as we all know, the casual side is the lifeblood of most fighting games. Well, it it is the lifeblood in the beginning. It determines whether the game is going to be successful or not. Is it going to have a big player base? And a game needs a big player base to survive online because we know nowadays the online scene is everything for a game right now. Rollback netcode.
Roll back netcode.
So if a game doesn't have a strong online scene, which City of the Wolves doesn't, is dying. I checked the Steam charts this morning for the game. It was like 200 people online, and that's nothing for a fighting game.
You said 200?
200 people.
That's not a
Two.
lot. That's
And
not a lot.
you average 200 people in the Avatar battles for Street Fighter.
Really
Yeah, you average more than 200 in that Avatar battle. That Avatar battle should be popping.
interesting. I didn't think it got down like that.
It gets down and crazy with the Avatar battles.
Oh, crazy is crazy, especially.
But Mortal Kombat. As for the previous answer, is what's the future of Mortal Kombat and NRS? I see it taking a hiatus, a much needed hiatus from the spotlight. I think their next game is going to have to be a injustice that Remember when they were talking about DC versus Marvel, that fighting game they were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have to just be that, or they might have to do the Capcom route, come out with a collection of Mortal Kombat games to tie people over, to let people know, hey, we're here. This Mortal Kombat is still a thing, because if you ain't, you can get left behind quick in this fighting game community. Look at Bloody Roar. Look at Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive was extremely popular at one time.
And I hate to see that Dead or Alive is just dead.
Yeah, you get left behind quick. Um, what else got left behind? Virtual. Well, Virtual probably trying to make a resurgence. So I don't know, but it's been out. Soul Calibur has been left behind.
Soul Calibur, another possibly dead franchise.
So Mortal Kombat gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that. They have to take what worked in 9 and 10 and apply that to the next Mortal Kombat. Give
Hmm.
people what they want. They want tag battle because tag battle it's just fun. It's just fun. Give people back real boss characters like Shao Kahn. Don't know about Shang Tsung is a cool boss, but Shao Kahn is the real boss. We all know this.
I mean, starting from what, two, three, nine.
Yeah, we all know this. We don't want Shao Kahn to be a grunt character. It just don't seem right for him to just be. I mean, that's Shao Kahn. Like, come on now. Like, it's like saying Bison not being the boss of Street Fighter.
But
What
then
makes sense,
again,
right?
there was what was his name? Gil.
Gil. And you see how long it took people to take the Gil, right?
Then
How
there's
many people even still don't take the Gil?
that.
But they need to more to come at. They got too many good characters, too many legacy characters. The story is fucking phenomenal. They just need to go back to the drawing board and do the things. Just take a break, step back, and look, and just look. You don't
Yeah.
gotta always fill your game with guest characters.
Mm.
That
That was
that's another
that was
big
that
problem, right?
that was mentioned earlier.
The guest character problem was just too. It was too powerful. We had characters that could be coming back, like they wanted Takeda back in
11.
11. They wanted Melina back in 11. She came back obviously later because
She was like
fans
season.
forced.
She was like a season two guest. I mean,
Yeah,
a season two character though.
she came out in the last season of the game.
Yeah.
The fans forced them to bring Melina back, which makes sense because it's like um having Chun Li with no Cammy. It just don't look right. It just don't look right. I mean, so I do wish they could come. they will cool it down on the guest characters. Maybe one a season, but sometimes they have like two. They take up two roster slots a season. Like damn.
It'd be more than that sometimes. Sometimes half of your combat pack is guest characters.
See what what was that guest? They had Omni Man. Uh,
Homelander and Peacemaker.
yeah, three
That
guest.
that was all in one pack.
Boy, that's that's a lot, man. That's a lot.
That is a
Come on,
lot.
man. Come on, man. And Omni Man and Homelander pretty much the same fucking character. Like
Dude, that's how I felt about it. I think I said it earlier where Omni Man was probably supposed to be Black Adam and Homelander was definitely Superman.
yeah, they. Oh man, they went crazy with the guest characters on that. Don't nobody want? Didn't nobody want Conan the Barbarian? I'm pretty sure nobody asked for
I'm
that.
gonna be honest with you. I'll even go back as far as MK11 when they brought in RoboCop and Terminator T800.
Yeah, why RoboCop? Nobody wanted.
Nobody asked for RoboCop. Nobody asked for RoboCop.
I don't know why they do their legacy characters like that. Cabal needs to be in the game always. Uh,
Facts. That's something I mentioned where there should not be a Mortal Kombat without the core seven.
why Sonya Blade is not in this game?
Why is Sonya Blade and Kano reduced to being cameos?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. But hey,
See, I think they overestimate the monetary gain on guest characters when I think they would make more on legacy characters. I think now because the thing is about guest characters, it was the initial shock value. Like playing MK9, and then we found out that Freddy was gonna be on there as a guest character. That was like a oh damn.
it was
That was
definitely a shock. But after that, like, come on,
after that it kind of got ran in the ground, particularly after MKX.
the Alien, the Predator,
Alien,
Leatherface.
what was it? Alien Predator, Jason and Leatherface.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a good time to stop. Um, we had been wanting Spawn. They gave us Spawn 11. They snuck us Joker in. I don't think Joker was initially meant for that. Because from what I hear, it's supposed to be Ash from was it Evil Dead?
yeah. It was supposed to be Ash.
Yeah, they called a last minute audible, put Joker in there.
Trash.
Yeah, but you know what? I like the MK11 Joker better than I like the Injustice 2 Joker.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. But it still it still was too much, man. It was just too much. I think they wasted Spawn's potential in MK11. Yeah,
yeah. We got the boy Marco Key in the building, aka your favorite troublemaker. MK1 removed the crossplay feature and being riddled with bugs would chase people away from the game. Feel like they catered to the single player content, which was boring and repetitive. Um,
I kind of agree with that.
I
They
would
put
say that
on,
the invasion was very boring and repetitive. And
they,
that's even coming from a fan and also someone who plays more one player than I play online.
they
I
put a
could agree with
lot into that story mode though. I agree with him. They put a lot into the story mode and left everything bare bones. Everything else was bare bones because you remember online didn't even work at the beginning. Um, you couldn't play in the lobby in MK1. They didn't have crossplay available in MK1. They fucked that game up at the beginning.
I'm gonna be honest with you with certain things like that. It's like those were things that were once seemed innovative. Those are like baseball things to have now.
Yeah,
Crossplay as well as rollback netcode. Like these are staples now. These are must haves. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So yes, you definitely have to come correct with your online community from day one.
And like you said, you gotta buy uh the fatalities and shit, which makes no fucking sense to me.
The holiday fatalities.
Yeah, it should just
Yeah, I feel like that should have been in-game transaction.
yeah,
You
it
know
should
what
just
I'm
be
saying?
an easy upgrade or like a a little quest you do to unlock it. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Like it sucks that what I'm saying the in game currency ain't enough in these video games.
bro, they gotta try to nickel and dime you any way they can.
But the thing is, they hit you and hit you hard in the beginning. It's like that ain't enough.
No, apparently for these companies, that's not enough.
Mm.
See GTA for reference. GTA, they delayed their game just so they can make another quarter billion, another $1 billion off their game.
How do you bleed a game for 13 years?
How how are people saying that's okay for a game to be in development for 12 years? Makes no sense to me. Well, 13 now since they said they delayed it. But
I don't think a game was in development. I think they was sitting back counting cash and then was like, wait a minute, when last time we made a game? Shit, about 10 years ago. Like, oh fuck, man, god damn. Why ain't nobody say nothing? Man, they're gonna make another GTA, man. God damn, y'all tripping.
GTA was supposed to launch with you remember they said they was shooting for the PS5 launch with GTA
GTA 6?
yeah,
Shit.
but
You know what? In that case, I'll drink to that one.
decided to keep the game GTA 5 going because it was making too much money. So I mean, what can you say? It's just good business practice. Like
Yeah.
good business practice. It's anti-consumer, but it's good business practice. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, yeah,
GTA all day, boy. God
yeah,
damn.
they make their money.
They getting that money. Game launched 13 years ago, and these people, how many billions have they grossed off that since then?
Too many, too many.
Billions.
Well,
That's
they
the
get
that's the insanity that we know as GTA people. Billions off a 13-year-old game.
Mortal Kombat. Also, I feel like another thing about Mortal Kombat, I wish they would have brought back the old brutalities.
What you mean?
You know how they used to beat you up until you explode?
Oh, like trilogy.
Yeah. The new brutalities are okay. They more like I don't know, they more like fatalities to me.
Um, I like the new brutalities more so over the old ones. Only reason why is because I remember writing down one of the old ones, and it took up a whole almost 2 lines of notebook paper.
Yeah. That's
And
the good stuff right there.
that's the good stuff. See,
Learn to do that brutality by learn to do that shit. That's the good stuff right there.
boy, I never learned the brutality. I think the one time I was able to do one, I had a cheat code that gave me one buttons.
Ah, ah, ah.
Yeah, it was a mess, man. But I don't know. I like these brutalities, but I think I like that idea too because it reminded me so much of like ultras and Killer Instinct. You know,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? A combo that leads straight into death. I love it.
Mortal Kombat is um as for this Mortal Kombat, I think they need to reboot the series again. It's a
And you
series.
know what? One of the things that I mentioned that it's kind of struck a bell to me that NRS has dropped 4 games in 10 years. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot in a sense because when you look at something like Tekken 7 have about a what 8 year lifespan on it.
yeah,
Yeah, in 10 year period, we got what Street Fighter 5 and 6,
yeah,
so 2 games. But Mortal Kombat, but NRS dropping 4 games. It just seems like a lot of oops, my bad, try again. Oops, my bad, try again. These games have no lifespan on them. That's a problem.
they got no lifespan because one, they're too easy to they're too easy to figure out. Most fighting games are too easy to figure out nowadays, and that's why a lot of them don't have their lifespan. But well, both games in general nowadays are too easy to figure out. So With that being said, hello.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
with that being said, Maximilian and them said something I was talking about with Jones earlier. And I was talking with somebody else about it. There's no friction in games. How there's no pushback in learning stuff in games.
Hmm.
It's everything so easily soaked up to the point where and easily done to the point where people get tired of these games fast because they seen everything the game has to offer so fast.
Here's the catch 22 to that though. We're in a group or a society of people to where if the game's too hard, they're gonna quit.
I agree with that, but I do. But in order for some of these games to survive, we need some friction because we make these games accessible for everybody, and they play them for a week and they be done with them. But games with friction, people stay there for a while. Look at this game, Expedition 33. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Mm-mm.
It's a game me and Spud and Snipe been playing. It's a big craze online because it has a difficulty to it. So people are sticking to it because it has that difficulty to it. It's not something people just breeze through. It gives you pushback.
What type of game is it though?
It's a JRPG, a turn based
Wh-
RPG. Like
But turn-based RPGs, that's a whole other breed. Like
but
those,
they don't make those games no more.
they make them to be hard though.
Yeah, this the they haven't made a turn based RPG of this caliber and since the PS2 era. No, the 360. Since the
Really.
360, they haven't made a good JRPG like this. That's why this game is so big because
So
we
no Persona, no Final Fantasy, none of those games.
I don't consider those games. No Final Fantasy haven't made a game like that. I don't consider Persona hard because Persona is eye candy. That's what I see Persona as. It's just eye candy.
Hmm.
Now, if you want to actually play a hard JRPG, the Shin Megami Tensei games are hard, but Persona is just it's a flashy UI. It get by on this flash.
Mm.
The gameplay is shallow.
Really.
Yeah, it's a really shallow JRPG. It's just it has no gimmicks to it or nothing. It's just the story is good. That's what carries it in the flash.
Mm.
So I mean,
So with that being said, because the thing is, people who play JRPGs, they're playing them for the difficulty, from my
yeah,
understanding.
that's what I play them for. I play them for the story and the difficulty, but uh,
But how
if
does
you
that
don't have
translate? How does that translate over to the FGC though?
you need people. So with pushback, you get people figuring out ways to do things their own way. And with people doing things their own way, you get characters, you get specialists, you get people doing things their own way. You get everybody playing different because they figuring out things their own way. And with the JR with fighting games being so easily picked apart nowadays, and so hello,
Yeah, I'm here.
with fighting games being so easy nowadays and being so picked apart so fast, it makes the games look it makes the game stale. This is what's happening with the modern RPG. I mean, the modern fighting games right now. They're stale because everything's being picked apart so fast, and there's no depth to it.
But do you think is that the games are too easy, or is that the fan base is just too
The games are
easy?
too
They're
easy.
they're going too hard looking for exploits rather than learning the game itself.
It's too easy because you. It's too easy to find exploits. Think about how long it took for us to find uh, the T Hawk exploit that recently just came out.
Shit, 30 years.
See, that's my point exactly. And that game is old. That game is old.
But the thing is, though, one thing that we didn't have the technology. We had books. We had books and word of mouth. We didn't have
Yeah,
internet.
that the internet plays a big part into why games suck nowadays too, and why I find games suck because everybody copy each other. It's like copying homework. Then everybody get the
Turn,
same results.
turn in the same shit.
Yeah, everybody get the same results. It's I get tired. I watched what's that tournament that happened this week? Combo Breaker
Combo breaker.
or it's Tekken Combo Breaker. If that one some of the most boring Tekken I've seen in my life.
My God.
Everybody playing the same way. Everybody doing there. There was there was a time where there was like etiquette in Tekken, where you was the back and forward, jockey for position. I know people don't like seeing that. It's not flashy and stuff, but
Hmm.
that stuff right there creates for it makes moments, you know,
Mm.
because it makes good moments. It makes good moments and stuff. Just
Mm.
rushing down somebody and beating them up, that don't make no moments. That's just anybody,
Right.
anybody can do that. Like I think these games are made for dumbasses, basically. Because I try to play them, but when I do play them, I I feel like why am I'm better than him? How is he able to get this off on me and I'm better than him? Because the game is allowing him to do that. Sanford Kelly said that a long time ago about Street Fighter Five. He was like, this game is allowing people that
Facts.
think they're good to be good. Because there's no way in hell a lot of people should have beat Sanford Kelly in Street Fighter Five. So let's get that out the way.
Right.
And you had nobody's being Sanford Kelly, which is it's unheard
I
of.
I'll never forget Street Fighter Five. Tampa Bison beat Daigo in pools
There you go. Hey, where's Tampa Bison now?
in Tampa. That was easy.
Exactly.
Asking the
Rest
hard
in
one.
peace.
Then jump
Daigo.
into the comments right quick. So I think Claire 33 is getting all the hype because it's a quality indie game, triple X quality. I mean triple A quality.
Yeah.
Tri- I'm about to say it's triple X. That's it on a different shelf in the house.
Okay.
Sometimes behind the shelf, you got kids, you don't want to find that shit. But triple A quality for old game prices that turn the view current price points of games on its head.
That's a part of it. But it's also that it said the president that a game could push back on you and still be good. It don't have to lead. It don't have to tell you where to go. Like when you were playing it, like man, what a world map at? What a why can't I fast travel? What a what a map and stuff at? You don't need all that. Just explore and play the game and have a good time. And you
Hmm.
found your way. You found out. Oh shit, I can go over here because the world map ain't telling me there's a. It ain't telling me to go over here. I'm exploring my own.
Hmm. Just look at current tech, and every character has the same flow chart. They aren't even character specific tech. You have to learn to master a character, and if there is a tech, it isn't optimal.
I hate the word optimal in the modern LGC. I
That's
hate
what.
that
That's
so
why if you notice, it's in quotations.
hate that word so much because I'm gonna tell you a story. I played the first day. Taken 8 came out the first day.
Mm.
We was in the lobby and I was playing, and somebody said, "Why aren't you doing an optimal combo?" And I was like, eh, I was shocked that somebody said, "Why are you not doing an optimal combo on the first day of the game coming out?" Like, what the hell? How am I supposed to do an optimal combo? What is optimal at that point of the game?
On the first day, yeah, it takes time to learn. Well, it's supposed to take time to even discover the optimal combos.
Yeah, I just these modern players. I swear to God, I swear to God, I do want to fight a lot of them. I just want to beat. I want to fight them in real life. I ain't talking about in the game.
You got them hands.
these,
Baptizing niggas.
these dudes are they're a different breed. I swear to God, they're a different breed. They want to survive in the trenches the way we used to survive. They wouldn't survive.
Oh, popping quarters?
Yeah, because they have to have too much information to figure out a game. They just have to. If they don't have
Oh,
information,
oh.
will not. They will not just play the game.
So even to that point, and now we're kind of veering off, going into just the
Oh,
problem with my. But I mean, hey, we here, we're doing this. So I'll never forget in this one particular modern fighter. I told the people earlier, um, I wasn't going to mention his name. He wasn't getting free pub on the show, but I did give him credit for killing this game. He is a well-known competitive player. I carry on. You'll figure out who he is. So he there was a patch that came out in Dragon Ball,
oh no.
and
Back up.
and he dropped out of the tournament because he hadn't prepared with this new patch.
Yeah, in that situation, that was some bullshit on him. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's not getting free pub here though. I've yet to say his name. Matter of fact, I was calling him they earlier. I messed around, accidentally calling him he. So now I'm probably gonna have DEI and lawsuits coming. So
Yeah. So there's no friction in Tekken. So I'm gonna give you an example of no friction in Tekken, where you can set up a situation, and the character is a character you know well, Jack 8. I'm just showing you why it's so. I, honestly, I want to pull it up and have it on the screen so you can see it. Why
I'm
it
about to
takes,
say, do
huh?
you have it?
Yeah, I do want to pull this. I want to pull this up right quick. I do
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, look, Mikasa says Sue.
because this is it's fucking ridiculous.
Sue, you know how many times I got off work and came to your house to drink? Therefore, you could come to my house and pull up taking stuff.
It's so annoying. Let me see. Uh, I pulled up the screen.
Okay, there it is.
So
Oh, by the way, Marco Key says, yeah.
fuck Marco Key. What it look like on the screen?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it. So let's get into this right quick and
Okay,
show
and
you.
people, this is the reason why anytime there's a gaming topic to come up, that we have country. Country comes with tech. His tech. Right now, there's probably like four cameras on him, two computers running at the same time.
Oh
This is
yeah.
happening, people. Country has tech.
Did I leave the light on upstairs? I think I did, but whatever.
See, uh,
Um,
see, that's a whole nother computer.
so this is why this game is such bullshit.
Now,
I'm finna bring
I am gonna have to mute it so the folks don't come get us.
you should be fine with this. Hold on, I'll mute it. I'll mute my. I just have the sound effect going.
Yeah, I was about to say they don't even have a mic up there. Okay, yeah, just I was like, if we turn the music off, I think that's we call it put it in streaming mode.
Yeah, that should be better.
King, Jack 8, Nina Williams.
So you remember how hard it was to get in stances in fighting games and stuff like that, like
Hmm.
how to do stuff like that. In games like this,
Get ready for the next
they allow
battle.
you to seamlessly go into stances to keep the pressure going on the character to the point where it's just nothing but nonstop offense because you get and to get it. Look at my commands. Look at my commands. You see it over to the left. The left.
Okay.
Look what I'm gonna do to get into command. To get into this gamma house stance. That's what his stance is called, gamma house, where he going to monkey paw. And when I do that, it's still my turn. So the person have to guess. He can't do anything. He has to guess what I'm going to do next. He has to just take all of that. So I can do this. I can grab out of Gamma Howl. There's so many options out of Gamma Howl. You can do the jet kick, and it leads to more pressure if you land a jet kick.
Mm.
And in order to get to this, all I'm doing is pushing one, and holding down. One, and holding down. It's just that easy to get into stuff right now. This is why I say modern fighting games are fucking retarded because of how easy it is to get into most of this stuff. Like this takes no effort to do. This takes no effort. I don't even keep in mind I don't even play Jack. And I'm able to do this stuff just because it's so retarded.
Mm.
And you just keep the pressure going nonstop. Another character where you can keep the pressure going is one of the characters I play, which is, but they actually nerfed it. They actually nerfed her to the point where it doesn't work anymore. But she still has her pressure in this game. What she can do, I'll just show you. She still has her own pressure in this game where she can keep the pressure going if she gets a hit from this. It's like there's nothing you can do in that sequence. You have to just accept the whole one, two,
And what's
three,
that?
and then
What's that? 222 or 123?
1, 2. It's down
Mm.
forward 1, 2, and you hold forward to go into a sneak and just hit kick. And they have to respect that, or else they're gonna get hit because you can't interrupt it. Because out of that, she don't have to kick. She can go into a blonde bomb, which is an armor move, which is done for Tekken to have armor moves. She can go into yeah.
I said it's done for taking a half meter at this point, but
She can
there's
go into
that.
that, which is extra. She can go into Stinger. You see, it's too many options from stances. You just get too rewarded. It's too much of a reward for
For
doing
doing
something.
nothing.
Yeah, for doing something so simple. It is too much of a reward, and people think they're good because you were able to do stuff like this, but it's it's just not. I don't see it. I just don't see people being good in this game when I watch people play. I really
Mm.
don't. It's the same thing with Street Fighter Six. Street Fighter Six has the same fucking problem. The drive system is absolutely atrocious in that game.
I think that's one of the things we talked about too, with how with Street Fighter Six being a 2D game, and there's a lot of jockeying for position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're playing the neutral game. The neutral game is all but gone because you could rush through the neutral game with the drive rush.
So here's your neutral. Here's your neutral in Tekken. That's your neutral on Tekken. If you want to get in, just do that. It's an armor attack. You plus on hit, +2 on hit. So they call
But
this.
wait a minute, let me ask you this: is it safe on block?
Yeah, it's safe on block.
Safe on block. And so what that mean, people, is that if the opponent blocks it,
Yeah, you +1.
he he could save himself. He could be back in a block stance by the time his opponent decides to react to it. Hence, safe on block. We getting vocabulary tonight, too, people.
I play Nina, and I feel scummy playing Nina because it takes no effort to do Nina. So I'm show you another scummy thing that they did to make people feel good in this game. Where is he? Where is he? Uh, King. Now keep in mind, these are all top tier characters I'm playing with, and this is all you're gonna see in tournaments.
What is he talking about? That's y'all cousin Marco Key in the building, y'all.
So you remember how hard it was to do King chain grabs, right?
Oh man, impossible. We was just talking about that a couple of days ago.
Look at my inputs.
Are you just tapping one?
Yeah,
You lying.
I'm
You
not
didn't
lying.
you didn't button map that?
Nope. Whatever you want to do, you just it's just that simple. I hit one again.
This is insane, people.
Simplification of fighting games at its finest.
Now, and I'm gonna be honest with you, DOA even gave me a little more pushback than that when it came to chain throws.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Marco Key said button mashers are better players for sure.
Oh yeah, most fighting games are made for button mashers nowadays. You'll fit right in, Melvin.
Got your ass.
You'll fit right in.
That's crazy.
But I just wanted to demonstrate that on how asinine these fighting games are nowadays. How easy it is to get into your offense. Where back in the day, where having a decent offense meant you work for that, you
Yeah,
train for that. Now you hit
yeah.
two
It,
buttons
it
and you
required
start
a lot. It
practicing.
required a lot of setting up to get
Yeah,
into your offense.
yeah,
Otherwise, you were playing a lot, particularly with Tekken. Tekken was very defensive based. And if you don't believe me, just go back. You don't have to go that far back. Go back to Tekken 7.
yeah, yeah. That's the problem I have with these games. And for the Mortal Kombat one, it fell into that cycle. Now, what these games make up for, they have things like they have Tekken Ball, they have you can create your character, player customization. They have stuff like that. Mortal Kombat didn't have all that, so they have
Nah,
a casual aspect of their games where people will actually come back to. Mortal Kombat didn't have that casual aspect. Like
nah,
Melvin said,
because
they
yeah, like after you finish the story mode, Invasion was boring.
yeah, there was nothing to do. Like they
Invasion,
got
well,
an online lobby. They got let me see what an online lobby at.
I see Mortal Kombat lied to us too by telling us we're gonna have a theater mode day one. There was no theater mode,
That too.
and then the fact that every update, if your replay that you saved came from a previous version, it won't work anymore.
That's terrible, actually.
No, that's real.
Yeah, that's terrible. But Mortal Kombat needs something like this, where people can just go in and just walk around and play. Mortal Kombat didn't have no lobby system like Street Fighter, where you create your avatar and just show them off and stuff and do stuff. Just silly things for casuals to play.
Interesting.
Yeah, you
And you
see,
would think this wouldn't be a selling point, yet here you are, the two games that's lasting have something like this
yeah,
where Mortal Kombat didn't. To me, this isn't a selling point. But would I really participate in something like this? Probably not. But like you said, for the casuals, this is
it's
the reason
amazing.
why Tekken and Street Fighter are still alive and Mortal Kombat's dead now.
Yeah, it's amazing for the casuals to have things like this. It keeps your game going. And the Tekken one, I mean the Street Fighter one is 10 times better than this one. So
Yeah, because you can actually fight with your avatar.
yeah, you can actually fight with your avatar. They got the classic games over in the corner that you can play.
Oh, classic Street Fighters.
Yeah, they got classic Street Fighters, and they just got a lot. They put a lot of things in it to appeal to the casual, so they can, be in a chat. You see, they got a chat room. You can talk to the people. People like people like stuff like that.
Hmm.
You need that. That's I just wish Mortal Kombat would have. I wish they would have seen what Street Fighter was doing because Mortal Kombat, I mean Tekken seen what Street Fighter was doing, and they hurried up and came out with a lobby system. Even though it's inferior to Street Fighters, it's way inferior to Street Fighter. It's just they got it, you
It's
know.
better than not having one at this
Yeah,
point.
they got it. So I mean,
That's crazy. That's crazy that this is a selling point to the point to where a game could die without this.
the cat, the casual, the casual mindset is I don't know. It's really fickle. They just want something they can go into and button mash and talk with each other, converse. They just want to converse. That's all. They just want a space to talk.
Right, without leaving the house, huh?
Yeah,
Because guess what, people? We had this a long time ago. It was called the arcade.
bro, bro. You see, these lobbies are full. They're full. That lets you know how many people be in these things.
And you remember how many Dragon Ball had to the point to where there was like North America A, North America Southeast Region B. You,
Yeah,
I remember on Dragon Ball we had I had to actually go to YouTube to learn how to matchmake on there because it was so many lobbies, so many people. But you remember Dragon Ball had something similar to this.
yeah,
Not very. It wasn't customizable per se. Like I mean, but yeah,
yeah. It was good though. Ah, Miss Dead Alive 4 was the originator of this though.
did a lot for it. Interesting.
Yeah, it had a lobby system similar to this.
Dead or Alive 4 was the one with trying to think what
360.
stood that was on 360, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I had that one, but I can't think of what stood out about that one.
What stood out about it? It was on 360. It had good graphics.
Yeah.
It launched with the 360. Um, it had Master Chief on it.
Oh, that one. Okay. Rachel.
Yeah, who later became Rachel.
Or was Rachel Master Chief the whole time? Think on that.
Maybe. But yeah, that was something that I just wanted to show off because I thought it was some bullshit how easy it is to get into offense in this game. A 50-50 mix up makes no goddamn sense that it's that easy to do.
Yeah. I think what it was though, and I told you this was gonna happen with Tekken. Watching the end of seven, me and you had this conversation. I was telling you they're gonna do something to up the offense because me and you understand how it's a sword fight, it's a chess match.
Yeah,
Watching two dudes jockey for position, you know what I'm saying? Jab, 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 poke, poke, up, caught one, open. You know what I'm saying? We saw that and we followed it, but for the people sitting in the chairs, they're like, "God, this is boring." You know what I'm saying? And I'm
yeah.
sure Harada and all the people upstairs hear that, so it was like, "Yo, we can't have another boring game. We gotta wake this motherfucker up." You know what I'm saying? We got to turn it from chess to checkers.
You lose your soul.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
lose your soul doing that,
yeah,
and this is why fighting games feel so soulless. This is why games just feel soulless. I think this goes for all games actually. What we're talking about right now goes for all game genres.
mm,
Because how many games we had that came out and were just whatever? It just came and went. They had no staying power. They had no. They just they came and went, which was sad.
yeah,
They were supposed to be big name games, but I mean, shit. What the hell were they supposed? Blazing Strike, that fight game.
yeah. That sound familiar.
They told it up. It's supposed to be like it was supposed to be like CBS two.
Yeah, right. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to look up this Blazer Strike, but I'm having a good time with CVS one and two.
Yeah,
CVS two, no, I'll take it back. CVS one, I haven't had to think that hard in a fighting game in a while.
I
How to
don't.
pick it even comes down to how to pick a team.
Yeah,
How to pick a team. That ratio system is strict. I say the only drawback, and I see what they did between one and two was with one, they told you who were the ratio characters. Two, they let you set your own.
yeah.
I could see that, but I kind of like that in one though. I like that. Like it's gonna make you think when you putting your team together. Oh God, sad the latest other night never took off. Then there's that.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate because if you never played it, people, Under Night 1 and 2 are amazing fighting games. Amazing.
They are some of the greatest fighting games, but
Yeah, once Country got a version that was in English, I fell in love with it instantly. And mind you, I'm playing a game that was old at that point.
I bought this game twice under night because I wanted it to succeed so bad. I bought it on a. I bought every version of this game at least twice.
Yeah, because you had to what was it, clear, and then
Yep,
that was like
I got clear
two other.
on a. I got clear on a PC and a PlayStation
Mm.
because I wanted to succeed because they're too the the Under Night series is just too good to be brushed aside like that. And I blame these modern FGCers for that because they don't want to give anything like this a chance.
And one of the things about it though, it feeds to both crowds because Under Night's a easy pick up and play, but it's a very difficult game to master.
Definitely.
Very that lady sitting in that chair, she a goddamn beast.
Everybody hating on Hilda.
Right, man. Nah, man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, Hilda.
Hell to hell. That, but you know what? That's real zoning.
Yeah,
That's not this shit that they do now when they spam from the other side of the screen in the name of zoning. Hilda is real zoning. That's real zoning.
she's hard to play. She one of those characters that you have to actually. She requires a joystick to play. I'll be 100% with you on that one.
You mean like a fight stick?
Yeah,
Interesting.
because she
A lot of
you gotta
quarters and
hold
halves.
buttons down in
Say
order
it
to.
again.
You gotta hold buttons down in order to execute her moves.
Really?
Yeah. So if you hold down the circle button, it'll have a spear come out the sky. If you hold down the triangle button, a spear will come from under the ground. So you
Okay.
gotta alternate between those while you're actually fighting. It's kind of like how Balrog you had to do back in the day. We had to charge up his
The tap.
final punch while you were playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, but you gotta do combos. You gotta release the button at the right time to do her combos that way. So she got some. That's what I call character specialist because everybody can't play with her.
No.
In modern fighting games, and because that is a modern fighting game, but in the big fighting games, everybody can play with anybody, and it's just everybody looks the same. There's no individuality in these fighting games. So, and like I said, Mortal Kombat fell victim to it. It just didn't have the casual aspect to keep it afloat.
Ugh.
So that's what happened to that's what's gonna happen. That's what happened to Mortal Kombat. It didn't have the casual side to keep it afloat.
But you know what's crazy about it? Mortal Kombat used to do that. Remember the chess combat, the puzzle combat? I used to love puzzle combat.
Yeah,
Used to absolutely love puzzle combat. And then combat cart.
I used to love the kart racing.
Yeah.
Then they had the chess.
The combat chess.
Yeah. Then they had the whole Shijinko adventure mode thing.
Yeah.
I used to love Deception was like even though I don't have fond memories of how that game played, I used to love Deception because it has so many things to do.
Yes. Because that Shinjinko thing it was a lot.
Yeah, that whole exploring Nether Realm, exploring Outer World, uh, the Chaos and Order Realm,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Earth Realm. There was a lot of places in Denia. There was a lot of places to explore, and
Mm-hmm.
you would randomly run into one of your favorite Mortal Kombat characters and see what they doing today. Just it was just cool to see what they were doing.
Yeah. And then you learn to move from them.
Yeah, you can punch them and fight them. You can do all types of stuff. And one thing I thought that was cool was Shang Tsung wasn't in the game, but you can actually fight Shang Tsung if you punch him.
You know, I actually think was funny when you got them go to punch them and they'll block and knock the shit out you
Shao Kahn used to do that.
and they'll knock you across the damn screen.
Yeah, Shao Kahn used to do that. He was notorious for that.
Oh yeah.
They Shao Kahn was just roaming around in another realm, and one of them villages.
Hmm.
I wish. I don't want to see Mortal Kombat fade away because I actually like Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. That was some of the best fighting games I played in a while, ever in that generation.
Hmm.
Uh, I hope Killer Instinct will take its place. If it does fall apart,
I'm wondering, like, so that's the thing with this whole Microsoft Sony situation. Could we possibly be getting, because if Killer Instinct comes to Sony, shit, I see a do resurgence in that game.
oh yeah, it'll definitely have a resurgence when it comes to Sony, especially if it's free to play. Man, look, everybody be playing it because it's free to play.
Yeah, and I think one of the things though that Killer Instinct did to take that step forward was that they got away from one of the things that was in the original, which was the fatalities, the blood, and Killer Instinct's just straight mechanics now. I don't
Yeah,
think Mortal Kombat could get away with that though, just because they are the ones that originated the blood and guts in video games.
yeah. Killer Instinct reinvented itself. Mortal
Nobody's
Kombat,
gonna take nobody's gonna take a Mortal Kombat series without blood and fatalities. If you don't
yeah,
believe
Mortal
me,
Kombat can't
see
reinvent
D
itself
see DC Universe
like that.
and
now,
huh?
I actually enjoyed the Injustice games.
No, I'm
I
talking about
enjoyed.
MK versus DC.
Oh, boy, please, that game trash.
I'm gonna be honest though, the mechanics were actually decent in that game. It wasn't a Mortal Kombat game.
See, so that game was a. Remember what I said? They would test the waters with games. That game was a test for MK9. It took everything that was good about that game and shoved it into MK9, and that's why MK9 was so good.
That's why MK9 had one of the fatalities fleshed out. The
Yeah.
Jokers,
Yep.
they made it Shane Sean's fatality.
It was MK9 was a chef's kiss. Then they came out with
One.
Injustice One. Then they took the good, like you said, they took the good things from Injustice One and put it in MK9, MK10, like the interactable backgrounds and stuff.
Stage interactables, right.
Yeah. Then they came out with Injustice Two. Injustice Two flopped.
And this is two wasn't that good.
Yeah, it flopped. So they didn't have nothing to take from. They put in the MK11. That's why MK11 wasn't
But
good.
but here's the bad part. What they did take from Injustice 2 was that whole loadout system.
That's what they took. That's what they took. That they took the bad thing about it because there was nothing else, nothing gameplay wise they take it from it.
That loadout shit was trash.
It definitely was. It definitely was. Then you get on Mortal Kombat One has nothing to take from. So they try to do something that Injustice was trying to do, the sidekick system, and they test with Injustice. You can't test with your main game. You test
Yeah.
stuff like that, and this is the result. The game shut down after a year. What? How long this game? 2 years?
A year and 9 months.
Shut down. A year and 9 months. That's all we got for the game. While the other two still going strong.
Damn shame. Damn shame. But I got nothing for them though. I feel like NRS did it a lot partially. NRS did a lot of it to themselves.
Yeah, they did. Definitely did to themselves.
A lot of it they did to themselves. So it's like I mean, as I've gotten to the point now where I'm kind of at peace. Where if this was the last Mortal Kombat, then all right, give
Wow.
give give me a collection. Leave me the hell alone.
I would love to see a collection of Ultimate Mortal with all the Mortal Kombat up. And you think they should put the 3D ones on there? You think they're going to? I'm pretty sure they're just gonna do the 2D ones and four.
Um, here's the bad part. I would like to see the 3D ones on there. Really, I want the side shit from the 3D ones. I want the combat card, combat chess. I want the puzzle combat. I don't really have to have those games, and I damn sure ain't gotta have Armageddon at all. Um, if NRS were to do something, to answer the question of what's next for NRS, to me, take a step away from fighting games. Give me the game we were supposed to have over 20 years ago. Give me the MK Fire and Ice that falls on the same platform as the Shaolin Monks, except with Sub Zero and Scorpion. Um, or give me something along this storyline, but action adventure based.
They're not.
Oh,
They're
then
not
keep.
gonna take a risk on something like that of high quality.
But that's what I'm saying. Shaolin Monks boomed.
It boomed back then, but think about how many people would play a side scroller nowadays. Warner Brothers is too big of a company to take a risk on something that small, even though it might be the right thing to do. They're not gonna take a risk on it because they want to hit big.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Then, like, if that's not the next thing, I'm not really interested in anything else coming from them.
Because they want a game that can monetize the
Ugh.
yeah, they want to make money from this game for years to come.
But
You
I
can't
mean,
really make money from a
they
beat 'em
told that lie though. Ed told that line said there was gonna be support for Mortal Kombat for years to come.
up.
We barely got years out of it, plural.
They should have at least gave us one more season to see what just one more season to see where it go.
A season three with another story expansion. I see that's
Yeah,
something. If you really want to, if you take something like a Shaolin Monks, a 3D beat 'em up, for lack of better terms, if you really want to monetize that, make expansion packs, bring in new characters. Same thing you're doing with the same. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you're doing with this shit now. Um, but of course, making something for the people, giving the people what they want. Oh, that's a yeah, that's a lie.
that beer over there kicking your ass.
Nah, not yet. I'm only two down. I got like six more to go.
Damn.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's really all I want next for NRS. I'm not interested in another fighting game. I'm not interested in the justice. Give me three beat 'em up along the same storylines, or you could give me another storyline. You could do like they did with one of the movies. What was it? Snowblind, to where they took the storyline from if Kano, they took Kano's finishing storyline and made it into a movie with Kenshi.
That was the whole plan with this whole hourglass thing. They were going to make a whole universe out of it, but it just didn't pan out well for them because they did some questionable things with that they could have. There was so many things they could have did to just knock it out the park, but they made stupid. That's why I said they need a new lore master. I was talking to Brian about that. They need a new lore master because um, there should have been more interactions between Smoke and Sub Zero. There should have been interaction between more interactions between Tanya and Melina. More interactions between Melina and what's the other one? Katana. There should have been more
Katana.
interactions between those characters. I just feel like, and there should have been more to Raiden being the champion
Ah,
because he was the champion and he didn't really do anything. He was Earthrealm's champion. Now, what you know from Earthrealm's champion is Liu Kang. He's always
right,
going to be in the middle of everything.
right.
Raiden was nowhere to be found in all the whole conflict. He wasn't the center of attention. He wasn't nothing. It was just there.
Yeah, he was more so overseeing it. But in this one, Liu Kang was still the focal point.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been the focal point. They should have. That's why I said I didn't like the Fire God Liu Kang thing because he shouldn't have been the focal point. Like how Raiden was not the focal point. He was just guiding people along.
Right.
Liu Kang presence was just too much. It's like having Batman in the story. You all you always want to see what Batman's doing, regardless of whose story it is, because he's just
Mm.
a more interesting character. But that's why they should have put Liu Kang to the back to the. They should have pushed him somewhere.
But
They
what's
should have brought
ironic
him
about that is Liu Kang became a C tier character in the movie. Right. I'm gonna be
That's-
honest. That's another thing I'm not really looking forward to. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the movie.
yeah,
I'm gonna watch it, but really. I'm not betting the house on this one either.
I don't think anybody is.
Nah, nah. I think Warner Brothers doing a very, very superb job at alienating their fan base. Um, None of us asked for Cole Young in that last movie.
Trash.
They gave us Kano as a comic relief, and then the what was it called? The Ohana,
Oh,
Arcana, the little
Arcana. Arcana.
Arcana, the dragon symbol that gives you your special powers.
Garbage.
When has that ever been part of Mortal Kombat?
They just trying stupid shit. That's all. And none of the shit stuck.
Nah, and see the thing is, they sold us with that first 10 minutes of that movie.
Oh yeah, they really did.
They
It was,
sold us, and I just knew, okay, we're in for it. Nothing,
of course.
nothing. So yeah, that's where I am as far as next for NRS. Look, give me an action adventure, 3D side scroller. Um, Otherwise, I'm not really interested. Or if they do legit give a, because this would be what MK13. If they do give a legit MK13 or call it MK2 legit tag system, maybe you could pique my interest with that.
I just don't want them to go full tag. That's all.
What you mean?
Like that's the only way to play the game. They make it like
Oh,
a versus game.
oh, okay, I get what you said. So make it like one on hell, make it a ratio game. Sub
You don't
Zero
fall in
Four
love with
fucking
that
people
ratio.
up. See, give me Sub Zero 2, give me Scorpion 2.
You don't fell in love with that ratio stuff, man. That
Man, look here. When I first saw when you showed me how the ratio worked with Ultimate Marvel 3, and I watched that tournament, and so yeah, you could pick Dante, but you got to pick a couple of scrubs behind him.
oh yeah, yep.
that that shit sold it for me.
It it allows a lot of variations. I love to see variations, different play styles in Marvel. Instead of just saying zero may cry all the time.
uh what was it? Virgil Doom and yeah, Virgil Doom Zero, Virgil Doom Morgan,
Virgil, Virgil Dante,
Magneto Doom Storm,
zero Dante Virgil.
Sentinel.
I hate zero. I hate seeing zero players. It's such that is such a boring character to watch.
Dude, when he go into that what's it called? Making a movie,
Yeah,
that shit takes so long.
yeah. I do not want to see that. I can't stand zero. One of the worst characters they put in that game. It's so easy to get a hit with him too because he got pizza cutter. The little
Ah,
hood.
yes.
He
It's
just
probably
spin around.
one of the few overheads in the game, right?
Yeah, and it hits multiple. It's a multi-hitting overhead, which is, and it circles. The hitbox is crazy. You
Hmm.
can cross up with it. It's everything. That movie's
Yeah.
just everything.
But when you think about Ultimate Marvel 3 though, I mean it's a nut show. Like
Yeah, I play.
oh shit.
So what? I played Virgil. I know I'm a scum. I'm a scumbag for playing Virgil. I don't give a damn. Virgil was always my favorite character. People played him because he was overpowered. I played him because I like Virgil. He just so happened to be overpowered. So I mean, what you want me to do about it?
uh, Kind of like how
I
you
just play my
was
character.
Street Fighter 4 with Chun Li.
Yeah, I just play my character.
Uh-huh. No, good and hell well she was OP in 4.
If the character so happened to be overpowered, I can't help it, man.
You know what? I can't even talk because I play Sagat and everything.
Oh, and you spelled Virgil wrong, bitch.
He did?
Yeah, his name got an E in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's Vergil.
I mean, Virgil spelled Virgil wrong. What the hell? Damn, I never knew that it had a. Yeah, I thought it was two eyes. Yeah, I be damn. Oh man, so what's next for NRS, man?
What's next for NRS? They need to take a break. That's what they need to do. They need to take a break and come back real hard. Come back hard with whatever they come back with. A Mortal Kombat reboot. I know they did Mortal Kombat 1, but they need to actually do Mortal Kombat 1 without Liu Kang. Just retell the first story again.
But they did it in 9.
Yeah, they got to reboot again because they fucked up.
God damn it! See, and this is how you end up with 4 fucking games in a 10-year period.
But they have to do that. They really do. They have to get people back to wanting to play Mortal Kombat again, and back to a simple timeline, a simple story. Because this multiverse timeline is convoluted right now. So end it, start over, and don't do time trial. Don't bring Chronicle, all that shit in it. Just keep it straightforward.
Mm, I did. Like I said, as for me, I don't want a fighting game right now. Um, give me, give me a 3D side scroller, action adventure slash beat 'em up. Um, yeah, give me that.
They need to take
Uh,
a 4 year break.
you said a 4 year break.
Yeah,
So with the next console, huh?
yeah.
And they're usually good for that too. Like Mortal Kombat will jump off on a new Mortal Kombat is the reason why I changed consoles from the 360 and went up to the Xbox One. Mortal Kombat is the reason why I bought a PS5. When I found out it wasn't coming out on the PS4, I said, "Well, I guess you forced my hand, MK." Yeah,
Mortal
so
Kombat 11. Ugh, whatever.
yeah, yeah. Then there's that. Anyway, man, let these folks know, goddamn, if they trying to get beat up, where they can follow you at, man.
You can follow me in Fight K Big Country 50. You can find me on PSN Big Country 50. You can follow my Instagram Big Country 50 underscore JT, and you can follow me on Twitter. I mean not Twitter, Twitch Big Country 50. Make sure you hit my Twitch up. I need your revenue. Oh, I think Ray, froze up.
Hey, internets. Yo,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, drop your tags again, man, because it froze and cut out. But yeah,
Oh, you can follow me on Big Country 50 on Fight K. You can find me on Fight K Big Country 50. You can find me on PSN at Big Country 50. You can find me on Twitch at Big Country 50. You can find me on Instagram at Big Country 50 underscore JT. Make sure you follow my Twitch.
hell yeah. And you can find them on Marvel Rivals Japan. I'm not even reading that.
Yeah, you can find me on Marvel Rivals under the name Japan Roar.
Now he's Godzilla, people. God damn it. Hey, y'all find me everywhere at either Team OTB or Team On the Building. Um, y'all stick around. It's gonna be way more shit coming up. We got more stuff coming up. We or right now, we're not gonna give too much on this, but we are in the process of trying to bootleg an episode off TV. And when we get this down, people, y'all need to be right here with us because it's gonna be some shit. Please believe that.
Follow my Twitch.
And
Big 150. Follow it. I need the revenue.
follow his Twitch. He needs the revenue. And meanwhile, I don't have a Twitch, but follow everything else at Team OTB or Team On the Building. Like I said, big shouts out in remembrance and happy born day to my brother Larry Hodges, who would have been 43 today. Like I said, this show and every other show I do is dedicated to him. I'm gonna end this like I end all my other ones. Imitation is a sincere form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I am DJ Agony. I am dope. That is Big Country. Follow him on Twitch at Big Country 50 and East Point. Smoke some dank, and we out. Peace.
China.
China.